Life, so they say, begins at 60. Or does it? Once you get old, your eyesight, your hearing, as well as your limbs may fail you. Sometimes, people around you seem to think that your days are done and you are no longer useful. After a while, you yourself begin to feel that you are useless. Your children and grandchildren no longer listen to you. At best, they feel you are a nuisance. At worst, a burden. Growing old means that you have to face loneliness and boredom and declining health. Now, is this fact or an unnecessary and totally false perception? Although our aged population 65 years and above will increase from 7% today to 19% in the year 2030, more and more elder persons are finding out that for them, life does really begin at 60. The vibrancy, fun, and aliveness of people actively engaged in the business of living and enjoying themselves. Having fun, sharing, making new friends, learning, working, helping others and ourselves in our golden years. And golden years they will be if we ourselves help ourselves to make them so. We are not alone. There are many of us who are taking the same exciting journey together into our golden years. For many of us, retired or reaching retirement, and with the children all grown, now is the time to do the things that we've always wanted to do but never had the time for. Now is also the time to make new friends and try out new things. To get the most out of our golden years, if you genuinely want to have an active and fulfilling life, you must be prepared to do something to help yourself. Join us as we look at the many choices of activities that are available to us now. This program gives us an idea of the range of possible activities available so that we can make our plans and our choices. Some express themselves through singing, dancing, some like the more quiet and the more sedate. Whatever your interests, you will be able to find something that will suit your style and your temperament. For easy reference, we have grouped the activities into 5 types. Making friends. Showing concern for others through volunteer work. Making progress. Opportunities for personal growth and development. Continuing to work. Staying healthy. Making friends is possibly one of the most enjoyable activities that one can delight in. And yet, many of us seem to have forgotten how pleasurable this can be. Do you remember your childhood days when you first started school and there were so many other children to make friends with? Well, we don't have to give up this fun activity just because we are now older and more mature. In fact, Now that we have retired from our careers and making a living and looking after the children, etc., etc., we now have the time to seek out new activities and new friends and enjoy new experiences.
Organizing this sort of dancing classes, I think every one of us is enjoying it. Because first thing, I think most of the ladies feedback to me that they lose weight. One form of a good exercise to them. Another way is that they have a fellowship together. When we have a break, we always chit-chat, we always exchange ideas, especially regarding volunteerism and so on, and our personal life. So it enrich our experiences and enrich our life also.
Well, I would encourage them to join one of all these activities, to keep themselves active, because otherwise, you'll be, they will just stay at home, watch television. So this is a very good way of going out of the house and being active, in the later part of life, and to stay alive.
These are just some of the organizations that provide the venues and opportunities, and these are just some examples of what goes on at these places. You would do well to check them out for yourselves. Singapore Action Group of Elders, SAGE, provides opportunities for socialization through their recreation and social activity centers. And do check out the community clubs and centres nearest to you, as the People's Association's Senior Citizens Network offers a wide range of activities for socialization. Senior Activity Centres or Neighbourhood Links provide community-based support services for the elderly to socialise.
I let all the people happy. I said the Chinese, Indian, Malay, I happy lah. Very good. Go to Sentosa, we go to Jurong, party, the play game. Every activity I come. I get the activity, play the football, play the. I happy lah.
而家我哋喺樓上住咧，落嚟呢樹啊，好開心咯！我9點啊落嚟到5點啊翻上樓㗎，成日都喺度㗎。你中意做嘢咧？我好歡喜，好似一家人咁樣啊！
Besides taking part in social activities at the senior activity centers, you could also check out elderly befriending services, such as those offered by the Lions Befrienders. For the lonely elderly who live in one-room and two-room flats, volunteers from the Lions Befrienders will visit them to chat and give them emotional support, thereby keeping away their loneliness.
I learned my cooking from my wife. Yeah, and she is very helpful. She taught me and she helped me to do all these ingredients. Yeah, I feel when I cook and then they love it, love what I cook. I feel very happy to volunteer to cook for them to eat.
All I want is to benefit the old people. I get myself prepared to help them. Years ago, I have plans to help all these old people for exercise as well. So, like Poti asked me to read newspaper to them, and I find it very useful because, you know, like so many times you read old people get cheated because they don't know what is happening. Like people cheat them of the gemstone and they get snatched by the young people in the lift. So when you read newspaper, then they are aware of what is happening, you know. So I feel all this newspaper reading and all this benefit them. Of course, I feel happy that I can help them, you know. So when I grow old, I also want people to help me.
A sense of peace, well-being, and fulfillment are the joys that accompany one's sense of purpose when one attends to the needs of others. More than several people have found this out in Singapore, and these selfless people can be found very happily ministering to the less fortunate in whatever way they are able to and for as much or as little as they want to. The National Volunteer Centre, for instance, matchmakes the interested person's interest to a volunteer opportunity. By sharing one's lifetime experiences, time and talent, one could also find self-fulfillment in this way. And many elderly volunteers have found that to work in service of others is also to enrich their own lives. Being a volunteer of the Lions Befrienders, for example, and helping the lonely elderly poor has provided many elderly persons opportunities to participate fully in their communities. They get satisfaction knowing that their contributions bring joy to the less fortunate. At Lions Befrienders, you can be a volunteer, and you could use whatever skills you have to help serve and be a friend of the elderly.
我是帮助人消磨时间啦，写字吼，咱就用脑、用心来写咯。教人莫去烦恼啦，莫烦恼啦，减掉人做烦恼哦。写字集中精神啊，就没有烦恼咯，这样啊。我是帮助人就是这样。
Retired and Senior Volunteer Program, RSVP, is an organization which offers older men and women opportunities to share their lifetime experience, time and talent to enhance their community through volunteer service.
It means that I as a volunteer, I will be giving my attention particularly to children, children of low-income group parents, single parents who have no time to take care of them. I feel very satisfied when the children are happy.
The mentoring program helps to inculcate the discipline of daily study and homework and the passing of good values to the children, thus also promoting intergenerational relationships.
I say by joining this program is something that I wanted to do all the time because I love children and I find that it's very satisfying that to be with them and they really enjoy our company.
I think the very satisfied for me is because the children, even though they just left the school last year, they still write to me. One or two still keep writing to me and expect me to write to them. See? So I wrote back to them and we try to keep in contact since they quite like our program here. Yeah. So that's a very satisfaction for me.
Another example is the project Cyber Guide, where IT-trained senior citizens guide and help other senior citizens to get involved in the IT age.
I don't believe in retirement at all. And I believe that this is like a Chinese saying, there's no end to learning. No matter what age you are, you still can learn something. And while learning also, while also helping others to learn something, you also learn something on the way.
We are never too old to learn, whether we are 15 or 55 or more. It is also true that we never stop learning. The brain is a muscle, and like all muscles, it has to be exercised. If we keep our minds active and healthy, we put off the effects of senility. Find an interest, any interest, and pursue it. The important thing is you should enjoy yourself and at the same time keep the mind going. There are so many venues and organizations as there are classes that relate to every subject and interest under the sun.
Well, I come here often. Normally, I would borrow only the health books and on how to stop aging and how to improve my health sort of books. And of course, also those self-improvement books.
Since I myself like to read, then I feel that the Senior Citizen Corner is very good for us because it's not only teach you, because we thought as we get older we know everything, but sometimes it's not true. So when we come here, we can read about how to take care of ourselves, to prevent, and most of the books here, they all are related to the old age.
It is never too late nor too much to make extra money. Every little bit helps towards getting us that holiday we've been planning or that brand new equipment that has just come on into the market. And here is where an organization like SAGE, Singapore's Action Group of Elders, comes into its own. SAGE has an employment service center established in 1994 that helps to place senior citizens in skill-related jobs. The service is free, and what's more, the center has a computer room and will provide computer training to senior citizens on IT, either to upgrade themselves or for self-enrichment. Golden Manpower Centers, or GMCs, have also been developed to increase employment opportunities for older Singaporeans. The GMCs will provide information, training, and job placement of older workers and will work with employers to re-engineer jobs for senior citizens. And last, but by no means least, making ourselves happy and healthy.
Oh yes, I'm a very regular game player, because table tennis is a quite interesting game. It's also you can play until 70, 80 years old. Table tennis can keep you physically fit, and also your reaction is very fast. So that you keep your body active.
I would be 86 in 2 weeks' time. When during my younger days, I concentrate more on table and badminton. In 1952 or something like that, I was selected to play for Singapore in this Thomas Cup trial. And when I took over, changed into table tennis, in 2 years' time, I played for Singapore too, in the first Asian game held in Singapore.
One-off services or ad hoc events and activities are being organized all the time. These would be like health screening, medical counseling, and the like. Although what we have seen is mainly for the actively mobile, those of us who may be less mobile can still enjoy an active and healthy lifestyle. There is no retirement age to living. Now is the time when we can finally get to do all the things we have always wanted to do but never had the time nor the opportunity. There is a whole world of opportunities and activities out there to help broaden our horizons, our perspectives, and point us towards our way to personal and satisfying fulfillment. Because life does really begin at 60, or at whatever age you choose it to be. Excitement is also out there waiting for you to discover it. But that first step has to come from you.